Hello, Kevin here. Where am I today? Well, I'm at St Mary's
Martins Church, Ellisfield.
We're in Ellisfield still.
Hampshire.
Hampshire.
4 miles.
4 miles
South of Basingstoke.
south of Basingstoke. And we're outside of St Martin's Church.
Yep.
Thank you. Just testing them, see if they can get it right for a change. So we're just off of Church Lane.
Yep.
And it's a telltale giveaway, and that's the reason, because that is there. There we are, St Martin's Church. And we're going to go and have a look round there. But just look at this little entrance gate here. A little diddy gate. We are the diddy men. Anyway, let's go and have a look round. We did notice that there's a couple of Commonwealth graves, just one there, for Royal Engineers, Private Frankham. And this one here, F.C. Randall. Let's just have a little bit of a wander around. First, Flint built church, Norman Tower. The Domesday Book of 1086 AD mentions a church in Ellisfield. And this must be the church. You can see where windows have been blocked up in the past. They've been done quite well, actually. It's under a tiled roof. But I'm just walking between some gravestones. So trying to be very respectful when you're in these places, as we always are. But it's thought St Martin's was built during the second half of the 13th century. As you can see, the tower has got its sort of openings in there on the two sides, just there. Got a weather vane at the top. So I'm at the the west end of the church now, I think. The other church of All Saints, stood in the grounds of Brocas, but during the plague, the village was reduced to a population of only 9, and 2 benefices were united under the patronage of St Bernard Brocas, and All Saints was demolished. So we've come into the north side of the church. Now we've got this little cemetery up here at the top of this rise, and this lovely sort of entrance pathway with these what look like could be silver birch trees lining the footpath coming in. And that's the other. This is the main entrance. I think we've come in through the back entrance. You've got the yew tree up there as you're coming through the entrance there. So I'm going to continue round. We've got these 5 quite substantial buttresses on this, which I think is the north side. And it looks like it's got clear leaded windows on most of it. This one's a stained glass window. St Martin's Church comprises of a chancel, a nave, a south porch and a west tower. So we come right round to the east end of the church now, where we came in. The chancel was actually lit by Gothic Revival lancet windows in the north and south walls, and 3 light Gothic windows donating the east wall, which is this end here. Hopefully we're going to be able to get in. As you can see, the day that we're here, Cynthia's just been having a look at this burial ground up here, and it's up on the top of this rise, as I mentioned just now. And when it says different, there's a Randall there, Mabel and Herbert, all different sorts of graves and headstones up here. But it's rather a lovely spot up here. The church of St Martin's became a full Beatrice I want to sit on this seat just for a moment, just to have a look down across to where the Norman tower is on the west end of the church. And the church of St Martin's Church became full Beatrice Mary Countess of Portsmouth donated a plot of land which was adjacent to the church grounds to use as a parish burial grounds in 1933. We've got a yew tree there, and I don't know what that. Oh, that's a great big tall tree just at the top of the rise, the incline in the cemetery, but at the side of the manor house. The grave, I believe, was further extended some years later by another donation of land in 1987 by a gentleman called Basil de Ferranti. As you can see, this lovely weather. Look at this. These different headstones all around me. It's just beautiful. So peaceful here. You can hear one or two voices in the distance, a property across the way, and that's about all. In 2020, Marquis and Lucinda Rule donated a further strip of land for the cemetery. It's maintained by Ellisfield Volunteer Group, who also look after the lower and gravel pits. Lower common gravel pits. Interment is restricted to Ellisfield residents unless there are very special circumstances. There is also a cremated remains area. So Steve has already investigated if the church is open, which it is. So we're going to go on in and have a look round there. But this is a lovely view from here of the Norman tower on the west end of the church. Well, we're inside the church of St Margaret's now. I'm just inside this little entrance area. I'm directly underneath the tower. And there's just the one sally coming down past these beams. We've got this wonderful looking roof in the nave, and this is called a hammer beam roof. And if we go down into the chancel, this is actually called a scissor beam roof because of the shape of it all there. Look at that. Very dark in the chancel area.
See if I can find some lights.
Oh yeah, it'd be handy, Steve, if you could. Look at this wonderful stained glass window. That actually stands out rather lovely there. And just here we've got this font, rather lovely looking font, with some sort of markings on the side. And this is the big doorway on the south side. It's rather chunky looking thing. Look at this wooden lock just here, in a very deep recessed wall. It's got to be 2.5 feet wide. A very sort of plain looking organ just here, but they're very, very proud of their kneelers, and they're all done by the local villagers, and they've all been set just on the ends of the wooden pews. Parts of the nave walls are probably contemporary but the inside of the semicircular arch is said to be of 14th century, which must be this arch just here, which is by the doorway. It says there's a vestry doorway, and several ancient scratchings that include the Crusader crosses, possibly put there by knights leaving before the Crusades. But I actually can't find a vestry, so I don't know where that is. At the northeast end of the nave, above the pulpit, is a lancet window, which may date back to the 13th century, and that's just here behind the pulpit, just there. And the pulpit is rather lovely looking. There's the little lancet window, but just look at this pulpit, isn't that amazing? And we've got the lectern here. This one is made of wood instead of some of the ones we see, which are very bright brass colour. The tower is actually Gothic Revival and was built in 1884, replacing a wooden one, and houses 5 bells. The bells, which are Spanish, were recently restored. Look at this, look, these 2 little stained glass windows. Isn't that lovely? The windows were erected by Frida, his wife, in 1962. But it's a very, as Steve and Cynthia were saying just now, it's a very narrow church compared to what it looks like outside. In the millennium year, the kneelers by the altar and the choir stalls were replaced with a tapestry depicting the year being done by individual villagers, as I mentioned just now. And we've got these other ones here. This is on the north side. That was actually got the name of the family there, Farncombe. And there's not a lot on the walls. There's 1 or 2 brass plaques, some little candles for light, and these are the choir stalls, one on the north side and one on the south side. And then you've got these, which I mentioned just now, the kneelers for St Martin's Church, and the year 2000. They are lovely, really, really lovely. And we got the Well, we've been round St Martin's, very interesting little church. Steve corrected me on something just now. Let me just show you. Down the footpath, whereas I said they look like beech, they are, what, Steve? Limes.
Yeah.
Limes, they are limes. So here's the notice board for St Martin's. So we're going to head off now to the pub, we hope. Anyway, it's me, Kevin, Steve and Cynthia saying bye-bye. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.
Hello. If you've enjoyed watching this video, why not follow Kevin on the Kevin's Rambles YouTube channel. Give him a like and subscribe, and you'll get notifications of future videos. So, see you on the next one. Bye.